Hello everyone, welcome to my quest guide for Firemaker's Curse. I'm Aquatic Feline, your host for this evening. Before we start with, the quest guide itself, I would like to explain some recommended items for you to wear. First of all, weight reduction equipment is highly important. I recommend Agile top, Agile legs, boots of lightness, and any other weight reduction equipment you might consider, like Spottier cape. Excuse me. I do not recommend penance gloves though, because I recommend wearing. How many times can I say recommend? I recommend wearing a bracelet of Regen in your glove slot instead, as this will double your hit point regeneration. For auras, if you have one, a regeneration aura, I suspect would be useful. I've never actually seen the regeneration aura's effect in use. And for prayers, I recommend changing back to curses, not changing from curses to normal prayers, and using the rapid heal or rapid renewal prayer when needed throughout the quest, as this will double your hit point regen or times 5 it. There's no real times 5 word. Anyway, for a necklace, I recommend a phoenix necklace, and for a ring, I suggest a ring of life. I didn't say recommend there. Were you surprised? I was. Anyway, I'll see you guys in the quest thing. Okay, so here we have our first puzzle. It's a pretty simple one. We have to create fires in the form of an arrow. Well, in the pattern of an arrow, I should say. I kind of screwed it up a little bit because, well, it was my first time doing this thing and I wasn't entirely sure. Well, I didn't know it was timed, so you'll see in a bit, like right here, I start to have some troubles. Like, oh crap. But fortunately, I'm able to recover, as you'll see, and I make it through in my first attempt. Well, technically my second attempt, first attempt, and second attempt kind of got rolled into one. But yeah, you just make the pattern of an arrow and you're set. It starts with a little cutscene where the other Firemakers join you, and you fall into a pit. Now we cut straight to the second puzzle because, as I explained earlier, I'm cutting all the non-puzzle type things out. This pattern took me a little bit longer, but that's the kind of pattern you make. I don't really know how to explain that, just watch. Anyway, after creating this, you get attacked for the first time by Char. It starts a cave-in, which rocks can fall on you. You can see the shadows where they're going to fall, so don't stand under them like I did. And to get out, you have to grab a rock and add it to the pile of the rocks there. As you'll see, the light is starting to go out more and more, so the longer you take. If you take too long, it does get dark and you will start taking damage. Or at least I suspect you will. I didn't take too long, so it's pretty simple. This part anyway. So, escape through there, and now we're on the third puzzle. Sorry for the sudden cutting around and such, but yeah. This one is the shape of a flame, I'm pretty sure, and it's the first puzzle with 2 different colored fires. You get some powder, as you can see from those little powder things, basins there. You mix the powder in just by left clicking it, and you can change the color of the fire you put down. Now you get attacked again by firewalls. The first firewall has 2 gaps and the second one only has 1 gap, so be careful not to get hit by those. It's pretty simple, that part anyway. Anyway, you go through the tunnel after dodging the firewalls, and you enter this room. This room gave me a bit of issues, mostly because I wasn't entirely sure exactly. Well, it continues to get darker here, so you are timed, but you can light fires in order to counteract the darkness. I did not notice that at first, so yeah. For example, next to every switch there is darkness. I went the wrong way first. You're supposed to go left first, but I decided to keep it in. This part probably could have been edited slightly more, but and more real this way, I guess. So yeah, I jump across here realizing I'm supposed to click this switch, and that switch opens, or raises the column, I should say. I wasn't even sure the darkness did damage to me at this point, so I wasn't too worried about it because I could see fine anyway. But as you can see, it's already started to do damage, like little 50s I believe it was. Like, oh crap. But fortunately I came plenty prepared with food. And I noticed the fire pit there, so light the fire pit, get rid of the darkness, add some more time. I believe there's only a certain amount of fire pits, and you can only light each fire pit once, so it doesn't go out when the darkness returns. So you are limited on total time here. I jumped over here to light this fire pit just to buy me a little bit more time, because I realized I missed it after seeing the second one. So yeah, I should have explained how to dodge those lava waves, but anyway. I don't really know how to explain it. Just as you jump, you can see the lava waves going. Make sure you don't jump at the same time the lava waves are going by, otherwise you will take damage. Flip that switch to open that column over there and continue jumping to the right, or I should have been anyway. Actually, over there is just a fire pit, so you don't need to. The switch right there lowers the firewall so you can get across. And these two switches makes those pillars go so you can go around that firewall. I decided to go back down here to light the fire pit here, so I could buy myself more time. I did take quite a bit of damage because I was in a hurry, but that's okay. Once again, these flame things are pretty easy to dodge if you're just patient. It's very harsh, actually. The way this works is you have to be patient. This part glitched out on me a bit as I went to jump and the rock still fell on me. If the rocks fall on you, you get sent back to the beginning. I wanted to keep that in to show you. It actually took me 2 attempts. But, see, I went over here to try to light the fire pit, but it was already lit, so because I'd already used it, I can't use it again. I thought I could. So I had to run back, and as you can see, it's starting to get darker. Once again, I started getting a bit careless, because I was in a hurry. Anyway, I jump here, but it still hits me, but I still jump, so it's a bit glitchy. You have to just move fast and you're good. In other words, click to jump, don't click to walk there. And then right away click. See? Pretty good. Flip that switch to get the columns behind the firewall, and you'll notice this is when the things start falling out. You jump to the left here first, and you're pretty much set at this point. Just run fast across all of the little pathways there so they don't fall out under you, and you're good. So yeah. Nothing much else to say. This portion of the game, as Char likes to call it. So, and you go through the tunnel and you're done. Here is the next thing where it adds a third color, blue. I don't believe blue is actually required for this. I do use it because I thought blue had to be used in under 4 corners, but not really. I decided to try to get all the different colors done one at a time, so I started with red, then I switched to yellow. It turned out to be a bad idea. You want to just go based on the location of things. Like here I put a blue in this corner because I thought I had to, and a yellow down here. And as you can see, my first fire went out, but I was able to recover just in time. After doing this, she sends another fire wave at you. The only way to dodge it that I know of is just run to the left in this little crevice here, and you're good. Nook or cranny, as I should say. Anyway, you enter this room with a bunch of oil lines. I was a bit confused what to do first, and I'm like, oh, I'll just, like, which one should I light, and that kind of thing. I'm like, well, I'll just light this one, see what happens. Now it goes to bird's eye view, and you'll see a little thing at the top called wave progress. She attacks you with different colored little things here, like this red one just follows you around. You can create firewalls to block them off. The white one also follows you around, but it explodes, so I think if you get too close to it, you take damage, that kind of thing. The blue one leaves a trail of blue flames, and the orange one lights fires itself on every fire line it goes across, which can be both useful and bad because it traps you. I don't think you can take any damage from the fire lines, but still. And now the game actually starts. I decided to speed this up slightly more because it does take a while. So, yeah, there's not much else to say, so just enjoy the show. Create firewalls to defend yourself, as well as, well, yeah, just to defend yourself. Don't forget to do that, like I tried to there, but I actually got hit. I also had a problem with things spawning right on top of me, which got kind of annoying. They don't do that much damage, so as long as you have enough food, you're good. Try to sit when I could to increase my hit point regeneration. I had no problems with run energy at all in this place. But then again, I do have pretty high agility at 99, so there I go tooting my own horn. Tooting your own horn could be a metaphor for masturbation. That's something I'm not supposed to be talking about in this kind of video. Anyway, yeah. Basically all you need to worry about are the reds and the whites. The whites, in my opinion, are the worst. they're very annoying. So, because, I don't know, it just seems like they could be a mile away from you and still hit you. The reds kind of can too, but the whites are worse. The oranges, in my opinion, are actually more helpful than hurtful, usually. Except when they explode and leave a trail of fire like that. I forgot to mention that. When the oranges explode, they shoot fire in all the diagonals. So yeah. Blues are not a big deal, but when blues explode, they leave a patch of fire in 3x3 square. I actually didn't make that many firewalls as I could have to defend myself, which is probably bad. So I do recommend not doing what I did here and use more firewalls to defend yourself. I got lucky there for a second, and then I got kind of screwed over. What I decided to do was lock myself in a corner and try to just hold myself in this corner for as long as possible. It worked for a while until that blue one exploded and kind of hurt me. And as you can tell, it starts getting darker and darker. Sort of a reoccurring theme here. But the tunnel opens and go through it and you're done with that part. Here's the last puzzle, the arrow. You have to make use of red and blue. You don't have to make use of yellow at all. It's not too difficult. If you're having trouble with these kind of puzzles, I believe in the Firemaker's journals that you collect, it shows the symbols that you need to create. I didn't actually know that until the time of the quest, so... And in fact, I'm not entirely sure even now. You can look in the Firemaker's journal to see. But I do recommend checking it out. Anyway, right after creating that, she'll talk to you again. It'll go all dark. Immediately light the fire pit because you do start taking damage. At first I was stupid. I'm like, I'm just gonna run down this corridor, and it went dark again. I started taking a lot of damage. Immediately used my enhanced Excalibur special effect to heal myself, and this time I took a torch. This is the part that gave me the most problems because I was not sure what to do here. You see these tentacles? You can actually click them, and you can like shoo them away. I was not sure how to dodge them. I like tried to turn my back to them. I wasn't sure. Being a female character, I'm pretty sure that the tentacles do extra damage to me, so I was at a bit of a disadvantage here. I ate a lot of sharks here that I shouldn't have. I think I figured it out like towards the end. Either way, I just sort of tanked my way through here. Not the best idea. I didn't have much food left for the boss, but I actually had to leave and come back for the boss anyway because I just got a ranged weapon. But that's more later. So yeah, go through the final tunnel and you're done. So I'd like to thank you all for watching now, and I will upload the boss fight in a separate video. It probably won't have commentary, but it should have pretty epic music. So thanks for watching, everyone. See you later. Hope you enjoyed.